everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about kind of just little tips that I have on decorating your house, apartment, room, what I use to decorate my room that you should think about when you're moving out, that you don't think about on a daily basis, basically when you're moving from home to being independent outside of home. So first of all, what I found was really like helpful, cheap, pretty were like little plants, like little fake plants, like this little guy. He's like a little coppery thing because the tapestry that we have is kind of like goldy. And then I got a little pineapple one as well. I just got them in pennies. They were like €2 each, and I think that little like knickknacks like that, like little fake plants, I'm saying fake plants because I think that they're much more attainable than real plants, especially when you are going to college, going to work. You don't want to have to look after something that's living because you don't have to flower these. You don't have to what did I just say? Like, you don't have to water these, you don't have to water them, you don't have to worry about them being in your room, because you know how they say that like you're not supposed to have a plant in your room because it uses up all the oxygen that releases carbon dioxide in the nighttime. So yeah, that's that. They're really pretty, you can put them anywhere, they last ages because they don't go off or die. So yeah, I found those really helpful for decorating. Really cheap way to decorate, makes the place look cute and authentic, and I quite like it. So another thing that I thought was like a must-have, especially even before I went to Lanzarote and we got the tapestries, they make a room so cozy, especially if you like hang it from the ceiling. So if it's kind of like a canopy, that's the way we have ours over our bed. So that is ours. It's a little tapestry. We just hung ours over our bed because it makes the room look so cozy. Like me and Danny were talking about it last day, and if we didn't have the tapestry, the place just wouldn't look as cool as it does. So yeah, that's even if you hang it from like a wall or something. I just think they're so cool. My mom doesn't like them, she thinks that they look weird, but that's her key for like even in your sitting room. Like I wanted to put one down in the sitting room, but we're moving out soon, so that's something that is some things that are like key for having in your house and in your room are loads and loads of fluffy blankets, because I found it really handy to have loads of fluffy blankets for if people are staying over and they're staying on the couch, or for if you have a lazy Sunday or a lazy day and you don't want to be in bed because you've made the bed but you want to be warm. So you just take your fluffy blanket, put it over yourself, don't have to make the bed, you just chill with it. They also make you just feel so cozy. I just love the coziness feels. Also, if you get loads and loads and loads of cushions as well, handy for if people are staying over. It's also handy for if you want to like rest your head in a certain way if you're watching something, or if you're sitting up and you want to like rest your head against it, you don't want to have to be like leaning up. I found really helpful, and plus they look really cool on a bed if you have loads. We have like a little poo pillow, we have a sparkly one that you can write stuff on, we have my Hufflepuff one, and 2 just plain white ones just because why not. So they are really key, I think. Anyway, another thing that is really fun to put in your room for decorating, or even your house, are like neon signs. So I have one that's like LED and it says love, and me and Danny wanted to, you can get them made, me and Danny wanted to get one made in multicolors, and put it above our wardrobe because there's like a little bit of space, and have Narnia because they go into the wardrobe. So I thought that was I think that they're just really cool. Like, they're handy for if you don't, like, if you want to turn the light off because you're going for like a nap, or if you just want to have the light turned off so that, and you're just about to go into bed, so you don't like get up and have to turn it off. You can just leave the neon lights on, or you can even just leave them on during the night, and it's kind of like a nightlight. Or just a comfort, because I always leave mine on whenever Danny goes home, because I don't like being by myself in here in the dark. So yeah, they're really cool. They're really cheap, and like you can get ones that say anything. Like, we're gonna get an Arneo one. You can get loads of different ones. Because one saying like Andrea's room and have it outside. Which brings me on to like the next thing that is really cool for decorating is we got them in Lanzarote, and they're tin signs, like tin posters. We got one saying free Wi-Fi in here, and we have that outside our door. We also got one saying 24-hour cocktail bar, loads of different ones. And we just have them kind of like all around the room. We got a speaker when we were in Lanzarote, and it has a blue kind of like hippie van on it. And then we got a tin poster that had the exact same hippie van. So we got a shelf, we put our speaker on the shelf, and we have the poster just above it. And it looks really cool. So they're really nice. It's just for filling out space. And they're kind of, they're like urban-y. I don't know, I like them. Also, which brings me on to the last thing, which is the most important, is shelves. I think that shelves are so important in a room because they help you with storage. They also can make a space that's really small but really empty look not empty by putting like little knickknacks on it and different things like that. And it's just handy to have a shelf for certain things, like for books and all that, because let's be real, books look neater stacked on shelves than just stacked on the floor or like on a desk. So you can just buy shelves that you can like make onto the wall. Like, it's really, I don't know, they're really handy, I think. So they are all the kind of decorative they're all kind of like the decorative tips that I have. I have tips for moving out as well, what you need to think about when you move out. And what shocked me the most, number one is budgeting. Like, you're not really used to budgeting unless you're very, very responsible and nothing like me when you move out first. When I moved out first, I was not into budgeting. I was like, why can't I just spend it all? Oh wait, I have rent to pay, I have this to pay, I have to pay for food now. All of that kind of stuff. So I advise you to do out a budget. Like, maybe, this is a hypothetical one, maybe put rent aside first, food, electricity, savings, transport, just loads of different things that you might need to take into consideration when you move out. Something that is, I learned the most horriblest way possible is leave, like, don't bring all your clothes in with you. Bring the clothes that you need. At that time, I brought my whole wardrobe in with me, and then I had to bring it home. Basically, what I think is so handy for you to do would be if you left, say, at the time it was kind of winter time, so if I left all of my summer kind of clothing at home, and then, ooh, pardon me, and then brought my winter clothing in with me. That's what I did. So my summer wardrobe is at home, but my winter wardrobe is in here with me, because they're the clothes that I will be wearing, not like little skirts and stuff. Which brings me on to the next point. Don't bring your whole house with you. I brought everything with me, and I ended up having to bring everything home again. So I brought like literally everything. The place was so cluttered, and I was like, but what if I need that little lip balm one day? Like, you don't. you should bring in what you want, what you need. Like, surely if you can't live without something, you will be able to remember to bring it. If you forgot a pair of socks that you really like at home, it's not the end of the world. Like, you can go back on the weekend, or your parents could drop them to you, or they could post them to you if you're in a different country. It's easier for me because I just live like 20-minute drive from my home house, so they can just drop them into me. So another tip, when you're moving items and stuff and moving into a new house, new apartment, new room, whatever, if you have boxes, you should label them, so you don't have to tear apart everything when you're trying to find something. Because say if you just moved in that day and then you have work the next day and you need to find your uniform and you don't have that labeled, you're going to just tear your whole house apart, and then when you come home from work you're just going to be like, what did I do? So it's really like, it's just handy. It'll save you the hassle of having to root through loads of boxes and potentially mess all of your organization up when you moved in. So this brings me on to my last tip, which is not a very common tip, I would say, or widely used or known, but it really helps if you don't know your electrical system in the house. You should definitely bring a surge protector with you, basically because surge protector has more than one plug, so you can have like 5 plugs, so you can plug 5 things in the same area rather than like, and it being connected to one plug. Also, if you live in a house that's like old, if you moved into a house that's old, or like you don't know the electrical circuit, so it might be dodgy, like our one is dodgy. Like, our room is connected to the electrical system that deals with the fridge, and our housemate Emmett, his phone got fried because it was charging, and the socket that his charger was plugged into like just fried the phone. Nearly did it to his laptop. So that's why I got a surge protector, because I was like, that's not happened to my phone. Like, his phone wasn't, he had to get a new phone just because of that. So I think it's really handy if you don't know what's going on with the electrics. You should definitely invest in it, just because it's handy as well. Like, you can plug a few plugs in the same plug socket. Do I say plug one more time? Plug. Yeah, so that is all the kind of tips that I would provide for that situation. Camera is like focusing in and out because why you do this to me? It keeps on focusing in and out because it's getting dark. So sorry about this. It's getting dark, so it's kind of like can't find the lighting. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. I hope you found this really helpful, and if you have any questions, just give me a shout in the comment box, and don't be afraid to give it a like, and I'll pop the subscribe thing here. And I hope you have a good day, good week, good life. See ya.